I'm Will Coleman, founder and CEO of Alto, and I built Alto to put an end to rideshare horror stories. You're used to the total lack of consistency in rideshare. Maybe it's a smelly car or a driver that asks just one too many personal questions. Not anymore. With Alto, you know exactly what to expect every ride. Every Alto driver is a trained Alto employee, and every Alto vehicle is part of our private fleet of luxury SUVs. Say goodbye to rideshare horror stories. Download the Alto app today and use code FOUNDER for $10 off your first ride.
This message is brought to you in part by H&B Hauling. From NC to the Great Wall, they'll haul it all. And if it's hot, why not? Call H&B Hauling today.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Thank you for checking out the Dreamer's Direction, another Ben Nichols podcast. Dream on, bro!
Perfect! Yes, bro. I hope you're ready to have another great day. Because at this point, we've had 21 great days in a row. It's been awesome. I'm so appreciative. Thank you for coming back. As always, guys, I got something really, really special for you. It's supposed to be a game changer. But before we get into any of that, I need to say thank you. I have to say thank you to the hashtag Dreamer Nation, right? That's what we're going to go ahead and call this collective group of listeners that we got here, this little community that we got forming. You guys are going to be known as the Dreamer Nation. And again, hats off to you, man. Yesterday was our 20th day. And we officially broke over 1,000 downloads yesterday, which is crazy. And I know that's only 1,000, but I mean, this has only been a thing for 20 days. You know what I'm saying? Like that just blows my mind, man. I love you guys. Thank you so much for making that happen. And then, I gotta shout out the Rise and Grind podcast, man. Go check them out right now. They are currently sitting in the top 200 Apple podcasts in the U.S. for comedy interviews. So that is sick. Season 2 is around the corner. And honestly, that happened, and Season 1 is really not even like the best that we can do. Dustin and I have really just been talking, and what we have planned for Season 2, man, it's getting ready to blow. So if you haven't checked out the Rise and Grind podcast, do yourself a favor. 19 episodes available right now. But in any case, we're going to roll right into today's topic. And what I want to talk about today is the difference between temporary defeat and failure. Okay? Now think about that term for a second. Temporary defeat. What do you suppose that is? Right? Temporary defeat is what we experience when we come up short on our goal or our dream. Temporary defeat is what kills most dreams and most people's drive. And it is where the majority of people will hang their hat and go home. Okay? And now that right there is the key determining factor between temporary defeat and failure. Okay? Because whenever you stop, whenever you cease, whenever you quit, that's really when you failed, right? Everybody will meet temporary failure or temporary defeat along the way. It only becomes true failure when you don't get back up, man. It only becomes true failure whenever you don't try again, all right? See, the majority of people will be met with temporary defeat and automatically assume that it's failure, but there is a difference. Temporary defeat is a part of life, and it is just temporary. All it means whenever you are met with temporary defeat is you simply did not have a sound enough plan. That big master plan that you wrote with me 20 days ago? Yeah. All temporary defeat means is you just didn't have the plan right. Like you have to just go back and rework on that plan. Write a new one, edit the old one, etc. All it means when we come up short on our goals is that we lack sound plans to turn them into a reality, which is very easy to fix. Back to the drawing board, bro. Failure is when you cease to persist towards that dream. Failure only comes when you quit, when you don't get back up, when you don't try again, when you don't rework your plans. Right? You would be a failure if you said, man, I've been listening to this crazy dude for the last 20 days. He made me write out all this crazy shit and it didn't happen, man. I'm just not even going to fool with it. That's failure, okay? when you don't go back and fix it, when you cease to persist, when you don't get back up. I mean, we can sit here and I can come up with all these synonyms for quitting all day, but that's really what failure is. And all you have to understand is failure equals quitting. Failure equals quitting. Temporary defeat is a part of life. Okay, temporary defeat is going to happen. Going back to something else that we've talked about before is what are you going to do after you've met temporary defeat? How are you going to handle that adversity? How are you going to overcome that? You've heard the expression, winners never quit and quitters never win. There's so much truth to that, it is crazy. And then, of course, the only failure is failure to try. When you don't persist is when you quit. That's failure, okay? We've gotten that nailed down. Everything else that comes up on your journey is just a rock that you have to move out of your way. So plan it. Work that obstacle into your plan. Adaptability is key. Successful people adapt to their challenges. Another good way to look at this is you need to work until you create problems. If you don't have problems to solve, you're not doing enough, right? But now that's more towards another topic that I got saved for later, but going back to the temporary defeat thing, there was a really, really famous story I'll share with you today, and I'll let you think about it. It'll be what I leave you with. But you guys can Google this, fact check this. The dude's name was R.U. Darby, all right? D-A-R-B-Y. You can Google his last name. And this was back whenever the gold rush was going on out in California and Colorado and all that, turn of the last century. And he was originally from Maryland, somewhere up north, and he had heard that there was gold out there in California. And so, like everyone else, he went out there and saw what was up, and he said, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to get my family out here. I'm going to get them to invest in all this equipment. We're going to come out here, and we are going to get rich, right? So he went back to Maryland, and he told his family about all the gold that was out there in California and everything, and they were all on board. They were like, absolutely, let's do this. Let's get out there. So they bought all that equipment, they got out there, and, the first couple carts came back filled with gold. I mean, they had hit it. And a couple more carts of getting, a couple more trips of gold coming back to the smelter, or however that works, I don't know about that. But they just needed a couple more carts full of gold, right, to pay for all that equipment, and then everything would be straight profit. Well, about a week goes by, and cart after cart's coming, and then all of a sudden, the gold stops. Okay, so here they are. They left Maryland. They bought all this equipment. And they've been out there in California for a while, right? And now there's no gold. So right then, they just hung it up. They sold all the equipment to a junk man. Okay, they went back to Maryland. They gave up. They quit. So when the junk man got out there, he was kind of taking a look at it like, they weren't out here very long, man. Like, there should definitely be some gold here. I'm going to call someone out here who knows about gold and fault lines. I'm going to have somebody come out here and take a look. Well, sure as shit, man, I cannot make this up. Whenever that person came out to see what was going on, they found gold 3 feet away from where the last guys had stopped. Literally 3 feet. Look this up. It happened, okay? 3 feet from where the last guys quit, there was gold, and that junk man got rich, okay? So inevitably, word gets back over to Maryland and the Darby family, and that changed his life, because by then, he had already gotten out of gold, and I believe he was actually into selling life insurance back then at that point. And back then, I mean, he successfully sold over $100,000 worth of life insurance, like back in the... Like, that was a lot of money back then, too. But he was later interviewed and, asked him, how did you sell so much life insurance? And he said, I stopped myself 3 feet away from gold. He said, I will never stop because a man tells me no. He had already learned that lesson. His quit ability, right? His ability to quit, his quit ability in that instance taught him the concept of stickability, which is, I'm sticking with this till I die. He said, I'm never gonna get 3 feet away from my goal and quit ever again. So think about that today, man. He was 3 feet He couldn't see it. He didn't know it. But he quit. And that's often how life goes. You know, we put all this energy into whatever dreams we have, right? We put all this energy and all these plans and all this attention into what we want to happen. And then lo and behold, sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. That's temporary defeat, okay? Because like Darby, what you can do in that instance after you put all your time and energy into that plan is you cannot see the results. You cannot see how close you are, and you can end up being 3 feet away from gold. So you have to persist, all right? I hope you enjoyed that. I probably butchered some parts of the story. I mean, I know this isn't a story time podcast, but in any case, man, I hope you enjoyed that, and I really want you to think about that today. 3 feet from gold, bro. Like, what would you do? Like, how mad would you be, right? But in any case, man, thank you. It really means a lot that you guys are showing this so much love and attention. And to the people that are reaching out to me to let me know that this is making a difference in their life, that just means the world to me. Like, my heart melts every single time one of you guys reaches out to me to let me know, hey, man, this changed the way I'm thinking. Like, it just is really, it's awesome is what it is. And, I mean, we've only been here for 21 days, baby. We got another 341 we still got another year, man. But in any case, I'm excited for what's coming, and I hope you are too. So we'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. Being a baseball fanatic like me can be stressful. It's not all sports points and touchdowns. So Progressive is going to help you take your mind off your team for a moment. Instead of thinking about how they missed that goal point score, think about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, letting you choose coverage options based on your budget, unlike your team that missed the end zone net area. Well, anyway, hope this distraction about Progressive's Name Your Price tool was helpful. It sure kept me from thinking about all those penalty balls. Yay, sports!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.